Now to take this matter further, I have in studio with me a leadership expert, Dr. Mazwe Majola. Dr. Majola, good afternoon to you. Majola, thank you so much for coming through.
Good day, thank you very much. Thanks.
Now, firstly, after all the rulings against the public protector, how do you think this has affected her reputation, has affected her brand, but most importantly has affected her office of the public protector?
Big time. Big time. It's not raining, it's pouring for her. She is increasingly becoming untrustworthy, unreliable and shifty. She is really losing her credibility, and it's very, very unfortunate because she occupies a very noble office, and then this office is becoming very ignominious now.
But do you think, is it fair now for everyone to sort of question her fitness to hold that office, given the circumstances and the latest?
Well, given what has been happening recently, she has been losing so many cases. And unfortunately, when it comes to the office like this and the position she occupies, it's not about emotions, but it's about the honor. It's about the nobleness of the office. It's about the performance. So unfortunately, she has been really losing it. So for her, it's not good at all for her, because she's losing confidence. She's losing respect. You know, she's losing recognition, support from people. Remember, she's a public protector. So people must look at her and respect her, and she must inspire confidence. But as things stand now, she's shifting from being a public protector to becoming her own personal protector, because she's going to court, defending herself instead of protecting people.
Talking about defending herself, I had this conversation a little earlier on the show with legal expert Ulrich, and the question that I asked him is this that is happening and the latest developments perhaps a reflection of her knowledge and maybe interpretation of the law? If
that the reflection, she wouldn't be losing so many cases. Of course, as there is no one who is perfect, mistake will happen to anyone, to any profession, to any position. But unfortunately, there is a certain level where you've got to be very, very astute, where you cannot have mistake after mistake after mistake, because especially if it has to do with public, because there you really need that respect, and you need that confidence and that trust. But as things stand now, I think what is left for her is just to resign and give other people a chance.
As you say that a lot of people may have lost some confidence in her now, but do you not believe, because you talk about her resigning now, you say that she should be resigning as it is now. Do you think, or do you not think that she can still redeem herself as a public protector?
It will take a lot of doing for her to restore.
But a person can say this is just a few court cases that she's lost. What would it take for her to sort of redeem herself and regain her credibility, as you say that it's been lost?
This is a term-based, what you call, position. It's just a 7-year term. So you cannot lose another case after another case after another case. Unfortunately, to regain and to restore that credibility, it's going to be very difficult for her. It's not an easy thing.
Do you not think that a lot of people are comparing her to her predecessor, Advocate Busisiwe?
Probably yes, but unfortunately, people are comparing her on her performance, on her competence, on what has been happening on top of her table. So really, it's not about Thule Madonsela did this. She has been doing this. It's about a case a case so and so she has lost, a case so and so. So it's more comparison. It's more about on her work and on her cases already.
Now, in conclusion, if you were her leadership expert, what would you say to her?
I would say, look, in leadership there comes a time when, as a leader or as a manager, you take up a position, you give it your best according to your ability, but there comes a time when you see that it's not doing or is not going well for you, where you can say that, look, I've tried my utmost best, but I think now I must give another person a chance. It's good to leave an office while you still, as I'm saying that she's losing respect, but at least she still have that little bit. Otherwise, the more she continues to defend herself and to fight, and the more she's losing more credibility and more respect. So I would say to her, resign, do something else while other people still sympathize with you. Otherwise, you lose the whole credibility, and even those people who are still supporting you.
And the question is, will there be something else? Because you've got other people calling for her removal on the role of advocates as well.
Maybe she might, if she resigns now, maybe she might actually protect that one. Because at least the other people would say that maybe go do your own private practice. There's so many people who can still appoint her. She can still do other things. It just happened that maybe in this instance, in this office, in this position, it's not going well for her. But if she does something else, she will recoup, she will reorganize and regain and restore her credibility and perform well.
Do you think she believes that there's something wrong with her performance as it is now? She's spoken previously about the attack on her office. Now her office came out saying that they're warning that the court cases may have an impact on the operations of her office as well. So do you believe that as a person she can see what is happening? Can she sort of measure her performance, do you think?
That's a problem because, I mean, she really doesn't see that. So you can see that there is a high level bereft of self-awareness and self-evaluation and self-monitoring, because when you're a leader and a manager, you've got to be able to look at yourself and evaluate your performance and evaluate yourself. It will not be all the time good and perfect. As I'm saying that, you move from this area, but you go to another area, surprisingly, you do so good. But if you keep on standing and keep on fighting on one place, you become losing everything that you have.
All right. Dr. Majola, we'll leave it at that. Many thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
All right. Mazwe Majola is a leadership expert, unpacking the public protector's recent blows.